what I want to talk about is sales funnels. So I've seen yours, and obviously what you did, what you're doing with Bellafill, and you've got kind of a recipe and a formula. We do too. There's probably some overlap. There's probably some things that are different. I was trained very much direct response driven. Does that make sense? Do you know you're familiar with that? Okay. So Frank Kern, Dan Kennedy, you're always pointing to some sort of offer. You're giving someone something to say yes or no about. That's key. Always have an offer. Always have something for the prospect to say yes or no to, right? So very key. We build out our pages in a very specific way that really I feel like is the most powerful kind of methodology you can take to convert. And so I want to show you that and kind of walk you through the philosophy of it, if that makes sense. And it's obviously, it's a big part of what we do. It's not Facebook, it's a big part of what we do. So you might know some of it, maybe it's new. So maybe some of you don't agree with it, but we can talk through that as well. So you've got, on the Facebook side, whatever your creative is. Your ad or your video. I know we mentioned this before. What's key in this as someone clicks to our page? What's key about this creative piece specifically?
That is consistent to what they're going to be landing on the page.
That's right. Congruency. Yeah. Right. So if it's a video, the video is here when they land. If it's an image, the image is here when they land. We see bounce rates go up significantly if they land, and it's different video, different image, whatever, right? They just don't think they've landed in the same place as what they've clicked, and bounce rates go up. So key to have those both match. Also, whatever the call to action is, whatever the offer is, having those be congruent as well. And what's crazy is you will see big brands that do not do this.
Yeah.
Right? You'll see Nike, you'll see Coca-Cola, whoever that's advertising, they're not doing this. Right? But for direct response specifically, when you don't have that brand presence, you've got to do these things. It's absolutely key. So, that being said, creative matches, hero image matches here, call to action right here, with whatever button that you want them to press, whatever action you want them to take right there above the fold. So above the fold, you know what that means, but obviously in the newspaper days, the most valuable real estate when they were sitting on a newsstand was the headline above the fold, right? So mobile, desktop, etc. This is why I don't like Squarespace. Because you can't format this on mobile.
The call to action?
Yeah. So if you build out, again, in their WYSIWYG editor, you can probably get somebody with HTML, CSS knowledge to do that rework. But in their editor, you don't have that option. So it's really frustrating because you can build a lander or a page where you've got it here, but then on mobile it's down here. That doesn't do us any good. It's got to be above the fold direct response. So from a copy perspective, when you're selling and you're above the fold, you've got your call to action, but then what's really key here is tapping into emotion. So most people don't do this. They go feature and not benefit. And benefits,
you add an extra step that you don't need.
Yeah, benefits or benefits of benefits is what sells. And what does really, really well are words, and it really doesn't matter what it is, because I've used it for fitness, I've used it for nutrition, which would be very congruent offers, but I've used it for other products as well, because everybody wants to know how it's going to improve their life, right? So we really like the words confidence, depending on what it is, feel great, like that. Those words right there are these just emotional words. Everybody wants to be more confident. Everybody wants to feel great. However you can work that in for someone, along with the CTA and the hero, is absolutely key. And for you and like some of the stuff you're doing, that'll do really, really well for you. So hero above the fold, call to action above the fold, confidence, feel great, look great, same sort of thing there. Right below that part. So as you kind of, on mobile, you'll certainly start moving below the fold, maybe desktop, you can see some of it. You want so that statements.
Yeah.
What's in it for them? Yeah, so if it, again, let's just go with weight loss because that's easy. Lose, you can't even make claims, but I'm just going to do this because it's easy. Lose 10 pounds so you can walk up, so that you can walk up the stairs easier. That's not a great example, but you get my point, right? So you want multiple sort of so that statements. It's what's in it for me, right? And it's driven based off this, not this. No one cares about how many workouts they're going to get in an online course or whatever. They care about the benefits of what those are going to do for them and what they can do because of those benefits. So it's absolutely key. The first thing that you're selling are those so that statements. Why are they going to do this benefit? And then those so that statements. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So as we move down, and on mobile, depending on how long the page is, but on mobile, you'll probably have 4 of these call to actions repeated. Mm-hmm. So called out, highlighted, very, very specific to that action. So they see it multiple times, they can click multiple places. After you get through those so that statements, you want to go into what we like to do is put something that's missional. So what's key about, if you look at this entire section here, and again, going back to our Nike or Coca-Cola, brand is all about them. It's all about what we're going to do for you, what our product's going to do for you, it's selling features. This is all about them. You're using you statements. You feel better, you gain confidence, you are talking to that individual. The philosophy is you make the person the hero of their story. When you're talking about us and we, you are making your brand the hero of the story. No one gives a shit about your brand. They care about what's going to do for them. They want to hear what it's going to do for them. You want to enter the conversation that's taking place in the prospect's mind. Enter the conversation that's already taking place in their mind. So you need to be talking to them specifically. Very, very key. Now, once you get down a little bit further, you get through your benefit statements. Here, you can put something that's missional based. So this can be more of potentially a letter, your why, what you're doing. Show some of your social proof and why you're so passionate, why you're giving them this offer. You would repeat your call to action. From there, I really like to work in things like, so this is for you if. Yes. At this point, you're cutting open a wound and you're pouring salt into it. You were talking about pain. This is very key. Pain converts over pleasure. 80% of the time. People go on vacation to get away from their kids. I've heard me say that before. Not because they go on vacation. They might go on vacation and enjoy it, but ultimately they're doing that to get away, to escape, etc. So the pain. They join the gym membership because they're out of shape. Right? They don't want to work out. So you cut open that wound, you pour some salt in it by saying, this is for you if you're dealing with this, you're dealing with this, you're dealing with this, and listing those pain points out. Make sense? Okay. So as this page continues, just kind of move over here. After this point, after the pain, I would get into probably, again, depending on what it is, you could potentially go more of a feature. So now you're getting into the actual offering and what it includes. You still want to relate back to them, but this can be sort of the, features are automatic windows, are this and that, but why does that relate to them? So you can get into that. And then from there down, everything is social proof. So if you have before and after pictures,
Testimonials.
you have Facebook, Yelp, whatever reviews, you screenshot those. If you have videos, you litter the page with social proof. What that does is take so a digital lead, it can be a rather cold lead. But the more social proof that you show makes it more...
They're not alone.
Yeah, and the most powerful form of marketing is what?
Like the word of mouth.
That's right, word of mouth. That's person to person. This warms someone up and makes it more person to person, because when they can see a video and they can read a review, when they can, whatever it is, like that makes it more relatable and relate to them. So you would have your social proof. You might, down at the very bottom of the page, have an About Us section. Repeat your CTA again. That's it. That's it. And I've literally worked with brands who we would follow this sort of methodology. They'd be like, we have these celebrity endorsements. We want to include our celebrities on there. And I was like, no one cares about your actress on this TV show or your athlete or whatever, but they'd say include it. So I would find somewhere to shove this person in there and heat map it. It'd be cold. It'd be cold. They didn't care. They cared about this. They cared about this. This was all hot. White hot, because they're reading this. This relates to them. As soon as you get away and start bragging about your celebrity endorsements and whatever, it's not relatable. People don't relate to celebrities, right? So this is how we build out pages. And again, everything is around a direct response offer. These are always optimized for mobile, because 85% of traffic these days, you know this, is mobile. Desktop, we want desktop to obviously look good and perform well, but typically we're not even running ads to desktop anyways. And so we're following this format, very vertical, lay it out, and basically this has been a formula and a recipe for anything that we're doing, whether it's the Coolstream thing, weight flow thing, fitness, nutrition, anybody else that we built pages for. This has been an absolute game changer and winner for us, and it will destroy any website. Because there's no navigation, right? That's key. There's nowhere else for them to go. It's shit or get off the pot. I don't have a good analogy other than that. Click the button or bail. Like, take our offer or not. And so that's how we build these pages out. And that's very, very, very key. One other thing we like to do here is to really take a lead and warm them up, is we'll build these 3-step funnels, right? So what you want to do in this ad and what you want to do here is use words like see if you qualify. So you're actually
Asking them a question.
and you're making it exclusive. You're making it more elite by saying see if you qualify. Then when they come here, right, you've got that language again. And so this would say something like complete application, or rather apply. Apply now, right? So they get here, they see this button, they have to apply. This opens a pop-up, name, email, maybe phone number, could take it or leave it. Then we take them to the second page. And the second page is pretty basic. You got a hero, not the same as here, but congruent. Here you might have a survey. So that survey asks 4 or 5 questions. You're asking those questions really just to make them put more skin in the game. You were just moving them through this process to make them more elite. Every step that they take through this process, they become
feel like it's more than them.
They become more involved, right? They complete the survey. That survey brings up our application. And we want to ask open-ended questions on the survey. Why do we want to do that?
So they start filling it in for you.
So they start filling it in. So there's a couple reasons. That's definitely one. Well, one real applicable reason, very immediate reason, is if this is some sort of, if you're doing Bellafill, and it's a consultation, sort of request form, this is ammunition for the salespeople when they get on the phone.
Yeah.
This is
Why they want it.
they're giving you how to sell them.
Yeah,
and
this
how to
is,
get
this is
them
what
in.
I want to hear.
You can speak to their pain points. So that's one. Then you get enough of these. Once you get enough of these, you run an Excel spreadsheet and you look for patterns and words and language that is used. Okay?
Because that's going to be back in the page and you can optimize the page for it.
We start with the ad.
The ad.
Because what did I say? We want to enter the conversation that's taking place in their mind. They're giving you the answers, and you do this enough, and you run an Excel spreadsheet with all the answers, and you search for words that are used over and over, you're going to see patterns. And then you know more about, wherever it was, pain. You know more about the why. You know more about how to craft this copy, copy so that this becomes more effective. So that's what we've done. That's kind of the recipe and the formula. So this is obviously key. You got to know your buyer. You got to have that avatar and test to get that individual and target them. Get them clicking through, test the page, move through
So
this
you have
process.
3 pages, not 3 lenders. It's 1 lender and 2 click-through pages. And then your ultimate goal is either filling out an application, buying a product, or filling out for an appointment.
Yep, that's right. And so, once they filled this out, they would go to, obviously, a thank you page.
So a survey, would that be the multiple choice type of thing? And then after that you go more towards what is your
steps, right?
Yeah.
Give me your email. Now just answer some really easy questions. Now fill in some answers. This person would go, this is
Where did they fill out the email in the beginning? The ad?
so the opt-in.
Yeah,
Opt-in pops up, give their information. Once you request that information again on this, and then they fill in their answers here. So that individual goes once. And then if
So
you
that opt-in, you probably already have it in your CRM because you did the opt-in. If they don't go to the next step, you can still retarget them, and then you go to the next step, and then you get the information that you can use to optimize your ads to your pages,
right?
And you can use it to call them, and you have already an answer ready. So that would be not the form that I would use for my CRM. Actually, I would use it more of a this goes straight into here. I can export it into a file instead of
that's right.
having it in the CRM system.
So they fill out this opt-in, they get to the application, they bell, they're immediately retargeted with ads. They're also hit with emails pushing them to complete their application. Because they've engaged some, they've kicked the tires, let's go back to them. And then if you want to take things one step further and really find, so these are, like once they fill out the application page, they're warm leads. There's warm as a digital lead you can probably get. You can take them one step further, and we do this as well. On that third page, that thinking page, we put what's called a value builder video. Do you know what this is? Have you heard of that before?
Is that like explaining what they are getting, especially only them, like it's like a very exclusive thing?
Yes, absolutely. And it's a longer video, 10 minutes. It can be just a keynote, PowerPoint slide presentation with audio, you speaking over that, explaining what they get. But what's key here, and why you make it 10 minutes long, is because what you say is, if you watch this video all the way through, I've got a gift or surprise for you at the end of the video. So then the last 2 minutes of the video, you go, okay, I promised you a surprise, I promised you a gift. As you know, whatever this offer is very exclusive, it's very elite, we're only doing so many, whatever you want to phrase it, they had to complete an application to see if they qualified. If you email this address, if you do this X action, whatever that action is, we're going to move you to the front of the line. So when those people come in, when those individuals that watch this 10-minute video shoot you an email, if you don't close them, you suck at sales. Because they have done everything at this point to get as warm as possible through this funnel. I mean, the applications are good, but these are the best. So that's how we build things out. And again, as you know, with these other brands we're building out and what we're doing, we've found a lot of success doing it. Questions, comments?
Yeah, I think so. After you do the opt-in and you go to the page, you never do just one page after. It has to be two, like the survey and then the...
Yeah.
Why is that? Why don't you go straight into, let's say maybe you have like 2 multiple choice questions they go through.
So is that on page 1?
That's on after the opt-in.
Okay,
They
after the
click
opt-in,
through on the
yeah.
opt-in and they go to the page that you had the survey. And then after the survey, when they click that, then they would go to another page, right? Where they fill in the open questions for the free consultation or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think philosophically, like, that could be the same thing. I mean, a pop-up coming up, or them taking the survey and bouncing to another page. Either way, because we can actually, off the survey, we can decide if the pixel fires and what questions it fires on. So if people may get to certain answers or answer certain ways, we can retarget them and fire the pixel based off of what they did, even if they don't complete the application.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that, but that's good.
Well, it depends on what platform you're using. So ClickFunnels you can do it. I don't know if you can do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can, but I don't know. So again, like, I think if you take what you've built, not that there's anything wrong with it, but maybe you can
Apply more of this.
apply some of this in there, I think you're going to see your results go up. And your clients are going to be really, really happy.
I like the word confidence and you do
Yeah.
something with that.
And that's key for what you're doing.
Yeah.
All of this
Beauty stuff, really.
beauty stuff, that's what it's about.
Mhm.
So with women, the number one thing is body image, self-confidence. Like, body image issues is what they're dealing with, that's the pain. Them getting self-confidence is what makes them win for better about life. For men, it's performance. We're getting older, they want to be able to perform. They want to feel like they're in their 20s again, right? If they're in their 20s, they want to be able to perform better. Men, it's performance. Women, it's self-confidence and body image stuff. And that's going to win across the board for both genders.
I see that.